America is perhaps the greatest success story that the world has ever known. And here I am, the grandson of former slaves. I encourage Americans everywhere to run away from economic slavery and run toward the blessings of liberty guaranteed by our Constitution. So join me, America, as we travel the Underground Railroad and we seek to free ourselves from the slavery of tyranny.
Pre-1960, most African Americans were Republicans. After Martin Luther King was freed from jail by John F. Kennedy, the African American vote has gone Democratic. What exactly did we get exchanged for our 95% Democratic swaying vote? We gave up 3-to-1 odds in abortion.
14 million black babies have died since 1973.
Dependent on welfare systems.
They begin to take young women and they begin to tell the young women, well, we will give you money, you just stay home. But what if I want to get married? You lose your benefits.
When you remove the black man out of the house, the likelihood of the young black men going to jail increases by 60%. This is what this party has given on a platter to African Americans. Sometimes you can't tell the difference between now and 200 years ago. And we, by 95%, support this.
Going back to the plantation, you have a group of people on the plantation, and we've run away. We ran away. We got free.
The more the government gives us, the more debt and more control we accumulate.
But here we come back to the plantation, and we're telling them, y'all can be free.
Anyone that comes along and talks to me about taking away what I've given you, they must be evil. They got to be Republicans.
You have 40, 50 years, an entire culture of people. This is all they know. They don't know anything else.
Because see, in the black community, there's always somebody's got to keep them niggas in control.
You could call it slavery in the slave quarters or now in the urban ghettos of America.
I think life is about our future and making decisions that you feel like will serve you best.
We have an opportunity in this nation as blacks that we could not find anywhere else.
We the people are still in charge of this country.
We've joined up with these people who are haters and they're racist, but they're not. All we're doing is telling the others that are still on the plantation, you can be free.
This is not the land of guarantees, but it's the land of opportunity.
The sky's the limit as to what we can achieve here.
But when you say racism is the problem, you put the power for your future in someone else's hands.
What we need in this country today is more black men to confront it. Because you as a white man, you can't confront it. Right now, if you said anything to the black community, you're going to be accused of racism.
I guess I'm racist too, right?
Tyranny is colorblind.
White or black.
It will control you. Run, America. Run faster. Don't give up. Don't give in. Are you tired yet? Run harder.
United States of America is built on white supremacy and racism.
America is the freest country the human race has ever known.
This is a country that is divided, and we're going to have social unrest.
Wake up, America. Tell me why you're great. Who holds your liberty? Who holds your freedom? I'm C.L. Bryant. I am a runaway slave.
We made a lot of progress, but we're not going to let you turn back the clock.
What these people are race hustlers. That's how they derive their power, by making them believe that the white man has the foot on their neck.
White people have allowed themselves to be intimidated by the so-called civil rights leaders. If they disagree with black people, then they are racist.
Are we free at last?
Devil is a lie. No, we're not.
This is the kind of stuff that causes trouble. You're digging in a wound that's trying to heal.
The Tea Party is racist?
Yes.
They are the enemy, man. They are the enemy.
We know how to sucker punch you because we just begun to fight.
Somehow down racial lines, we're still divided. The question has to be why? With all the rumbling that's going on in our nation right now, I've got to find out if there's other people in this country that feel the same way that I do.
We got a new Underground Railroad 2.0. We kind of like the Harriet Tubmans of our day now.
My guest in the studio, C.L. Bryant, the runaway slave.
Guess what? We become the troublemakers. They say we're not really black. How can you be black and be conservative?
If you don't have the right label, then we want to excommunicate you from the community.
What broke down in Black America is just a picture of what's breaking down in the rest of society.
The slippery slope of leftist progressivism that is taking place in America today.
What the liberal Democrats have in mind is to have the government become our God through entitlement programs that shackles people to a system of being dependent.
Statism, government in our homes telling us what to do, when, where, and how.
Playing the race card, playing the class warfare card. They want people to stay on that Democrat plantation mindlessly.
You hear the rhetoric that these programs are based on what our ancestors went through. Not only has big government enslaved America's poor, but now we're looking at the extension of government into all communities.
People are still mentally enslaved. We tell them, hey, you can be free. The Tom Bigby River in Alabama, former pathway of the Underground Railroad. And I hope men everywhere will take the example of those who travel this Underground Railroad. Freedom sometimes comes at a great price. We will live free or die. That's the American spirit.
Will the wounds of the past be our undoing, or will they heal? When time runs out, where will you be? What did you do with the time given?
Why are they walking away when I bring up the real issues? LBJ's War on Poverty policies broke apart the black family. Why aren't they talking about that? That's the reason why I became a conservative. When I found out that in 1960, over 80% of black kids were born in two-parent households. After welfare, I work in the inner city. I work with kids that look like me. After LBJ's welfare policies in the 60s, in the inner cities, over 90% of kids are born without fathers. Because the liberal establishment wants to break apart the nuclear family. Because they want kids controlled by the state. That's what Karl Marx said. So let's talk about that. Why are they walking away when I bring up the real issues? Why are they walking away? They can't tell me anything about conservative racism because there's a whole bunch of racist stuff on their side. And then they pretend like all of this racism is coming from the right. Guess what? Republicans and conservatives don't run the inner cities in America. Democrats and liberals do. So why are there still problems? Why aren't they holding the people who are in office accountable? Hold them accountable.